Good morning, guys. I hope you all had a fabulous weekend. Today is Monday, April 27th, 2020, and I have to tell you, you have completed all the letters of the alphabet book in your Handwriting Without Tears book. So this week we are going to do review on the last few that we've already done. So as a little reminder, so there's a sheet and you guys can practice it. If your parents have a copy machine at home, they can make as many copies as they want so you can practice on it all week. So a C is big curve. O is big curve down, big curve up. The next was Q, so big curve down, big curve up, and then little diagonal line. Okay, we've got G, which is big curve, and then little line up, and then a little line across. We have S, which is a little curve down, and then a little curve back. We have A, big line down, little line across. We have I, big line down, jump to the top, little line across, little line across. We have T, big line down, jump to the top, little line across. So guys, I want you working on your letter formation, and you can do those in your journals after you've already completed them in your Handwriting Without Tears book. Okay, so this week for your journal, I have something we want to do. We're going to talk about hobbies. So I want to see what your hobbies are. My hobby is flowers. I really love flowers. I love to arrange them. I love to pick them. I like to grow them, but I'm not very good at it. So, but I'll show you some more about my hobby this week. So I want you to come up with what your hobby is. What is your interest? What do you like to do? How do you like to spend extra time? So my husband, Richard, who's filming, his hobby is scuba diving. He is a scuba diver, and he has wanted to be a scuba diver since he was a little bitty boy. And so I thought I would read today about his hobby, which is called The Fantastic Undersea Life of Jacques Cousteau. Jacques Cousteau invented scuba diving. So let's find out some more about Jacques Cousteau. This book was written by Dan Yaccarino. And let's see, it was illustrated by Alfred A. Knopf. Okay. Jacques Cousteau loved the sea. He spent his whole life exploring the ocean, or exploring it. The ocean was the most incredible place he'd ever seen, and he wanted to share its beauty with the world. Growing up in France, little Jacques was a weak and sickly boy. Doctors encouraged him to swim to build up his strength. He discovered that he loved the water. Jacques also loved to tinker and build all sorts of gadgets. He saved his money and bought a camera to make his own movies, then took it apart to see how it worked. When he was a young man, Jacques was badly hurt in a car accident. Doctors told him he would have to wear arm braces for the rest of his life, but he refused to accept this. Just as he had done before, he turned to the sea for strength and swam every day in the Mediterranean. A friend gave him a pair of goggles so that he could see underwater. Those goggles changed his life forever. Cousteau wanted to stay underwater longer to see even more. The diving suits of his day were heavy and bulky. They didn't allow much freedom of movement, and an air hose tethered to the diver to the boat. So Jacques set about tinkering and fashioning snorkels from things like inner tubes and garden hoses, but they weren't good enough. Cousteau and his engineer friend, Emile Gagnon, created a breathing apparatus that they called Aqualung. It was the first machine that would let a diver breathe underwater for long periods of time. Now, Cousteau was free to truly explore. A silent world opened up to him. Cousteau wanted to share the amazing beauty of the sea with the world, so he created an airtight cover for his camera. He made lights to illuminate the sea's mysteries and found ways to film underwater. Cousteau bought a boat and turned it into his very own floating research lab and film studio. He sailed his beloved Calypso all over the world. Cousteau discovered many treasures in the Mediterranean Sea, and it was there that he shot The Silent World, the first full-length, full-color underwater film ever made. It took the world by storm. Cousteau's film gave people their first glimpse of the amazing universe under the waves. Everyone loved what they saw as much as Jacques did, and they wanted to see more. So Cousteau set about showing them. He and his team created even better diving equipment and cameras. Cousteau's team invented the diving saucer, which could hold 2 people and descend 350 meters into the ocean. Next came the Sea Flea, which held 1 person and can go down 500 meters. Cousteau was on a never-ending quest to go deeper and learn more. Cousteau explored the frigid waters of Antarctica and found them teeming with penguins, humpback whales, and squid. Cousteau wanted to see if people could actually live underwater. He and his team built a series of underwater labs where people lived and worked for days and weeks at a time. But they found that people need sunlight to live, and so Cousteau's dream of colonizing the ocean was not to be. Jacques Cousteau was the world's ambassador of the oceans. He produced 50 books, 2 encyclopedias, and dozens of documentaries. His popular TV series, The Undersea World of Jacques Cousteau, brought whales, octopuses, otters, and dolphins right into people's living rooms. While exploring off the coast of Australia, Cousteau and his crew saw coral reefs, kelp forests, and sponge gardens. They came face to face with the leafy sea dragon. When diving in the waters near France, Cousteau and his crew found a sudden ship full of wine jars over 2,200 years old. They tasted the wine. At last, it was bitter. The fish off the coast of Africa were friendly and curious and did not swim away. Cousteau was the first human being they had ever seen. A big grouper adopted the crew while they were filming and mischievously knocked over lights and cameras. Cousteau and his team explored the world. But when they went back to the Mediterranean, Cousteau found it had changed. The seas were polluted, plants and animals were dying, and so the ocean's ambassadors became their most important defender. He started the Cousteau Society, which is committed to educating people about ocean life and protecting our seas from pollution. Jacques Cousteau loved the sea. He shared its beauty with the world so that everyone could love and cherish it too. And there's a lot of facts about Cousteau over here, but I wanted to share that hobby with you, and I hope you guys enjoyed that. And so now I cannot wait to hear what your hobbies are. So I am going to, I want you to start, you can send me some pictures of whatever you come up with. So that is your journal entry for today. Guys, I miss you all, and I wish you well. I wish you well all through the day today. I wish you well. Bye, guys. See you.